Welcome to our countdown of the top 10 world-famous haunted places you must visit. If you're a fan of the paranormal and unexplained, you're in for a treat. From ancient castles with bloody pasts to abandoned hospitals echoing with the whispers of lost souls, we'll delve into the history and hauntings that make these places legendary. So buckle up, grab your EMF reader, or just your phone with the battery life to last this whole video, and get ready to explore the dark side of travel. First up, we're heading to London, England, home of Big Ben, those fancy guards in big hats, and a truly terrifying fortress, the Tower of London. This place has it all: imprisonment, torture, executions. No wonder it's crawling with ghosts. We're talking kings, queens, and even common folk who met their unfortunate ends within these walls. Keep your eyes peeled for Anne Boleyn, Henry VIII's scorned wife. They say she roams the tower, still looking for her lost head. And don't forget about the two young princes, allegedly murdered by their own uncle. People report seeing their ghostly figures, forever young and tragically taken too soon. If ghosts exist, the Tower of London seems like prime real estate for some restless spirits. So, if you're ever in London and feeling brave, swing by the tower. Just, maybe don't go alone at night. Next, we're taking a trip to the beautiful yet unsettling Rocky Mountains of Colorado. Nestled among the towering peaks and breathtaking scenery sits the Stanley Hotel, a place that inspired one of the most iconic horror films of all time, The Shining. The Stanley has a long history of strange occurrences and ghostly encounters. Guests have reported disembodied laughter, phantom piano music, and even the feeling of being touched by unseen hands. The fourth floor seems to be a particular hotspot for paranormal activity, with room 217 being the most notorious. It's said to be haunted by a former housekeeper who died under mysterious circumstances. Some guests claim to have seen her apparition, while others have reported their belongings being moved around the room. And if you're really lucky, you might even run into the ghost of F.O. Stanley himself, the hotel's founder. So if you're a fan of The Shining or just enjoy a good ghost story, the Stanley Hotel should be on your bucket list. From the mountains, we're heading to the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Don't let the nickname fool you. There's nothing brotherly about our next stop, Eastern State Penitentiary. This former prison, once the most expensive and technologically advanced in the world, is now a decaying monument to the horrors of solitary confinement. And where there's suffering, there are often lingering spirits. Visitors and staff have reported disembodied whispers, shadowy figures lurking in the cell blocks, and even full-bodied apparitions. One of the most haunted areas is Cell Block 12, where prisoners were subjected to complete sensory deprivation. People claim to see faces peering out from the empty cells and hear the echoes of long-gone conversations. Eastern State Penitentiary is a chilling reminder of the dark side of human history, and a place where the veil between our world and the next seems remarkably thin. So, if you're ever in Philly and feeling brave, take a tour. You might just come face to face with a ghost. Chapter 4. The Myrtles Plantation. Hold on to your hats, folks, because we're heading down south to the heart of Louisiana, a place steeped in history, mystery, and more than a few ghost stories. This grand old mansion with its sprawling oak trees draped in Spanish moss looks like something straight out of a Gothic novel. The Myrtles Plantation is said to be built on a Native American burial ground and cursed by the spirits of those laid to rest there. Add to that a history of tragic deaths, including a murder most foul, and you've got yourself a recipe for some serious paranormal activity. One of the most famous ghosts is Chloe, a former slave who met an untimely end. Visitors claim to have captured her image in photographs, a ghostly figure peering out from behind the mansion's elegant windows. Guests have reported disembodied voices, cold spots, and even the feeling of being watched. Chapter 5. The Queen Mary. All aboard, ghost hunters. We're setting sail on the high seas, or at least what's left of them. Our next destination is the legendary Queen Mary, a retired ocean liner permanently docked in Long Beach, California. The Queen Mary has a rich history, serving as both a luxurious mode of transportation for the rich and famous, and a troop ship during World War II. But it's the ship's darker side that draws paranormal enthusiasts from around the globe. Passengers and crew have witnessed apparitions, heard disembodied voices, and felt inexplicable chills. Some say the ship is haunted by the spirits of those who lost their lives on board, including a sailor who met a gruesome end in the engine room and a young girl who drowned in the ship's swimming pool. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, there's no denying the eerie atmosphere that permeates the Queen Mary. Chapter 6. The Winchester Mystery House. Buckle up because our next stop is a wild ride through architectural oddities and restless spirits. We're talking about the Winchester Mystery House in San Jose, California, a sprawling mansion with a bizarre history and a design that seems to defy all logic. This architectural marvel was once the home of Sarah Winchester, the wealthy widow of the Winchester rifle magnate. After the death of her husband and daughter, Sarah became convinced that a curse had befallen her family, and that the spirits of those killed by Winchester rifles were haunting her. On the advice of a medium, Sarah began an eccentric project. She would continuously build onto her home, adding rooms, staircases that led nowhere, and doors that opened to walls. The result is a labyrinthine mansion with 160 rooms, secret passageways, and a sense of unease that permeates every corner. Visitors have reported seeing doors slam shut on their own, hearing footsteps on the grand staircase when no one is around, and even feeling the touch of unseen hands. Chapter 7. The Ancient Ram Inn. From the sprawling estates of California, we're crossing the pond to the charming Cotswolds region of England. But don't let the picturesque scenery fool you, because nestled among the rolling hills and quaint villages lies a place with a dark and unsettling past, the Ancient Ram Inn. This unassuming inn, with its low ceilings and creaking floorboards, has been scaring the wits out of guests and visitors for centuries. Built in the 12th century, the Ancient Ram Inn has seen its fair share of tragedy and bloodshed. It's said to be built on a pagan burial ground, and legend has it that the inn was once used as a safe house for devil worshippers. One of the most haunted rooms is the Witch's Room, where a woman accused of witchcraft was burned at the stake. Guests have reported seeing her ghost, as well as the ghosts of children who are said to have died within the inn's walls. Chapter 8. The Catacombs of Paris. Hold your breath and grab a flashlight, because we're venturing beneath the bustling streets of Paris to a place where the dead outnumber the living. The Catacombs of Paris. This labyrinthine network of tunnels, stretching for miles beneath the City of Lights, holds the skeletal remains of over 6 million Parisians. Originally created as a solution to overflowing cemeteries in the 18th century, the catacombs have become a macabre tourist attraction and a magnet for paranormal activity. As you navigate the dimly lit tunnels surrounded by stacks of skulls and femurs arranged in intricate patterns, it's hard not to feel a sense of unease. The air is thick with the weight of history and the presence of countless souls who once walked the streets above. Visitors have reported hearing whispers and moans echoing through the tunnels, seeing shadows move in the periphery, and even feeling cold spots and a sense of being watched. The Catacombs of Paris are a chilling reminder of our own mortality and a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit. Chapter 9. The Island of the Dolls. Fasten your life vests because we're venturing to a place where childhood nightmares become reality. The Island of the Dolls, located in the canals of Xochimilco, near Mexico City. This island, once a peaceful retreat, is now shrouded in unsettling tales and adorned with a macabre collection of dolls. The Island of the Dolls earned its eerie reputation thanks to the efforts of Don Julian Santana Barrera, the island's former caretaker. According to legend, Don Julian discovered the body of a young girl who had drowned in the canal. Haunted by her spirit, he began collecting and displaying dolls on the island as a way to appease her and ward off evil. Over the years, the collection grew, with dolls of all shapes and sizes appearing on trees, fences, and even hanging from the ceilings of the island's dilapidated buildings. Visitors claim to see the dolls' heads turning to follow them, their blank eyes seemingly watching their every move. Chapter 10. The Aokigahara Forest. Our final destination takes us to the base of Mount Fuji in Japan, to a place shrouded in myth, legend, and an undeniable sense of foreboding, the Aokigahara Forest. Also known as the Sea of Trees, Aokigahara is a dense, eerily silent forest where sunlight struggles to penetrate the thick canopy of leaves. For centuries, Aokigahara has been a place where people have gone to end their lives, leading to a palpable sense of sadness and a heavy atmosphere that hangs over the forest. Some say the spirits of those who died in Aokigahara remain trapped within its borders, unable to find peace. Visitors have reported seeing shadowy figures lurking among the trees, hearing disembodied whispers and cries and feeling an overwhelming sense of dread. It's a place where life and death intersect, and where the veil between our world and the next seems perilously thin. Thanks for joining us on this spooky journey. We've explored some of the most haunted and unsettling places on Earth, from ancient castles to abandoned prisons, and even a creepy doll island. Whether you believe in ghosts or just enjoy a good scare, there's no denying the power these places hold over our imaginations. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more thrilling content. Let us know in the comments which haunted place you'd dare to visit. Until next time, sleep tight, if you can.